So, how do you feel about the world's problems? Do you allow these problems to bring you down and get to you? Let's talk about that. You want to talk about that today? Lynnie Wennerstrom, and I'm here with you to help you to change your programs from negative to positive, your self-talk, from negative to positive, those 77% of in our conscious minds, conscious brain that is holding us back and stopping us and not allowing us to get to where we want to go. So, can you hear that music? It's a little bit jiggly. Anyway, we don't want things to stop us. We want to keep going. So, I am a self-talk trainer and a life coach and a spiritual guide and mentor. Let me remember what I am. And today, I just want to talk about the problems of the world and how that seems to, sometimes we feel like, and I'm talking about just if you feel like that, if you ever feel heavy because of what's going on in the world, that is because you are allowing what's happening externally to affect you. And so spiritually speaking, we are whole and we don't need anything else, and we are the creators of our own reality. Yet the things that I teach are in practical spirituality is the I should go like this because it's backwards on the, wish it was like Zoom and I could put it the way the camera actually looks, but so it would mirror. But anyway, so the spiritual journey and the human experience. And interestingly enough, because we can touch ourselves, we can see things, we can hear music, we can read books, we can touch our pets, we have emotions and all of these things, and we have needs, we need our resources and all of that. We get real caught up. We can get real caught up in the third dimensional world, especially if we haven't really been introduced to spirituality, to concepts that we actually believe, and if we're more aware of what we need and want rather than being in service. And so when we are in that state of being, then, and I had many years of being like that, that will put us in a place of where the external world, the politics and global things, all the things that are happening can just really affect us. So, I took a little bit, like, I was taking some notes thinking about this, but negative news, global events, and things that there really isn't. People say you can't do anything about them, and you can say, I can't do anything about them. You can always do something about them. Meaning you can always send really positive energy, your prayers, good, raise your vibration, raise your frequency, or vibrate at a higher frequency, so that, and help others, put on smiles, your smile and smile. There's so mucho that you can do in the energy, in the world of energy, which it is everything. Everything is energy. So there is a lot you can do. Yet about the actual things itself, I mean, maybe you can donate, maybe you can, whatever it is, but even if it's politics or things of that nature, can you go and change whatever's happening? Probably not. and so, I mean, just going in. So my point is, you know what I'm saying. We cannot just go and change things that other people are doing or that have been going on for a long time. We can put our energy and all of that towards it, good energy. And but the biggest thing is we can work on ourselves and not allow the external events to bother us. My hubby, Steve, he always said, and he would say this any time that I said, well, aren't you concerned about that? Or he'd say, or worried, he'd say, I worry about things I can do something about. He just said that all the time. That was Like that was his phrase. And if I ever got a little concerned about something or worried or whatever, and or if I was wondering how he felt about it, I worry about things I can do something about. And it's a really good thing to. I've channeled that a lot since he transitioned in November, because that's a really good thing. And I was before. It's like that's a really good thing. So Lynette and I, our daughter, we say that a lot to each other. It's like we worry about things we can do something about, because those other things, if there's something we cannot do, it just gets so heavy. And you know, in my coaching session with my coach Debbie this morning, she helped me a lot, not with external things, but to really get focused on the my 3 focus goals for the week. By the way, they're always 3 focus goals. If you'd like to work with me, you can always find more information about my coaching and spiritual coaching in the description. But with my coach that that I pay for my coaching, she really helped me today. Just really dig in and get the 3 focus goals. Oh, I was going to say, by the way, what we do is we have 3 focus goals each week. So 3 focus goals that take us to our greater goals. But for the week, we just take these steps. And she was really explaining how step by step by step, like that's how we work. Each time you take a step, and that is the thing with external events that are just really getting you down or feel heavy. When you move into what you really want and what you want to do in your life, and you set your goals, and each week you have the 3 focus goals, and so you have the goal and you date it, you have the obstacles, and then you have your action steps, like what's stopping you, the obstacles, right, that are that could stop you from achieving the goals for the week. And it's all, and then you have action steps, and you date the action steps for each obstacle that you write down. So write down at least 3 if if it's something that just depending. Sometimes you only have 1, but sometimes you have more. But try to keep it to 3, and then write action steps and date those, so that you'll be able to so that it's an achievable goal, because then we can get overwhelmed. And a lot of times when we get overwhelmed, we look for things outside of us to help us. So like going shopping or getting on social media and scrolling. And when we do that, then we see the things that are happening in the world or things that bother us. And that further will bring us down and hinder us. And we talk a lot about self-talk here because as a self-talk trainer and a life coach, which so much of it is based on repetition, neuroplasticity. And so that repetition is repeating every single week, and repetition of the language that goes into your head and the words that you say and speak. And it's really life-changing and can help you to move to a better place. So when you feel that the world is like caving in on you and everything else, and you feel overwhelmed, and you start scrolling and see more of that world that you can't really do anything about besides send love, which is a lot, by the way. So I don't want to minimize that, but there is always something you can do. Yet if you're allowing something external to affect you, think about what it is that you really want in life and what you want to achieve. Set your goals and start moving yourself forward, and focus on what you can do, not what you can't, and focus on what can be done, and not what don't focus on what can't be done. And when I say that with so much love, because we were programmed with by as soon as we were born, we started getting programs about what we could do and what we couldn't do, what could be done, what couldn't be done. And so we've got 77% of that mind that says that that we're not good enough, we don't have enough, we're shy, we're too shy, we're an introvert, we are, which makes us unable to do things. I mean, you can have introverted characteristics or any of that, but that doesn't mean that you can't accomplish things or you can't go and actually enjoy things. These are programs that are running in our brains, and you can change any of them. Anything that does not serve you, you can change those programs. Remember how it works. I talked to you about how it cascades down, and like it, it goes linear, yet there's so many things that cascade down because of it, and it starts with your programs. I should go this way. Programs create your beliefs. So what are you believing about anything? Do you believe that you're too shy? Do you believe that you'll never have enough money, that you grew up poor and you'll always be poor? Do you believe that rich people suck and they rule the world, or and that bothers you? Or do you believe you can have just as much wealth as anyone else, and that you and do you believe that you are deserving of wealth? So beliefs, where are your beliefs? And then they're based on programs, by the way, so follow along, right? And then so the programs create the beliefs create the attitude. So you got an attitude that, whatever it is about rich people, or about that you could never make enough, or you don't have good health because you have something. And if you say you have something, by the way, some diagnosis, then guess what you have? You have that. So be real careful with your words, because with Steve, I would always say he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. He didn't have congestive heart failure. It was his journey, but I'm not going to put that on him. That was not something that I would say. But anyway, so watch your words, right? So we'll just keep on going here. Programs create your beliefs, create your attitude about how you feel, your attitudes about things, and then which creates your feelings or your emotions about that. And then your emotions and your feelings about that then creates your actions and your behaviors. And then your actions and behaviors create the output, or the results, or whatever it is that comes of that. So that whole line of things, which then cascades throughout your life. And these are the programs that you can change. So think about that, and just take one belief of yours and see, like, that the world is a horrible place. Like, because if we're talking about today, like, if you feel that the world is how you feel about the world's problems and how they affect you, right? If you're looking externally, and it's affecting you in your bad mood, or you feel scared, or you have a lot, you're watching a lot of the news, and you don't like who's in office, or you still have fears about who was in office and what they did, or I mean, and I'm speaking political, because that is, so many people are talking about that right now, or whoever is, what's going on with wars, or just world stuff. So all of this stuff can feel so heavy when you're focused on it, and that's why I want you to think about, like, how do you feel about any of those things? Because however you feel, that's a program, because it comes from a program creating a belief. So you have a belief system around something, that something's good or bad, or wrong or right, or should or shouldn't happen. And then you've got an attitude about it, and then you've got feelings. So we're here at the feelings. So how do you feel about, now you feel scared or oppressed, or that you're out of control, that you're not in control. So focus on what you can control. And this is why I love what Steve would say. And he'd just say it all the time. Like, I worry about things I can do something about, or worry about things I can control, or whatever it was. I worry about things I could do something about. And that is so helpful, because when you go to that space, then the things that are external, they, and so many people do. So you're not alone if you're feeling that. I did that for a lot of years. And it's really when you move into what can you do, like how can you share into your purpose, and how can you share your gifts, and really start focusing on what you can do rather than what you can't do, right? And what you can, where you can put your efforts and your energy, where you can place your attention so that you can place your focus on that, place your energy on that. And these are the things that in your intention that really take you to a different place. So meaning where you feel in control, because you want to focus on, if you focus on what you can do, like your goals, like I have my 3 focus goals for this week. I'm real focused on achieving those goals for the week that are taking me step by step by step by step, or I should go step by step by step, taking these steps towards what it is I really want to achieve in my life. And I want to look back and see my legacy. I really do. I want to look back and say, wow, the adventure on planet Earth this go around, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I want to be super aware of that. So I hope that if you're listening to the news all day and you're judging, remember that judging creates separation. So the second that you say something is good or bad or wrong or right, you have cast judgment on that. When you're discerning, that's another thing. But when you, and discerning that something is good for you or worthy of you, or that discernment is a whole different deal. And that's a really good thing. Judgment, when it is, that's good, that's bad, that's wrong, that's right. That is creating separation. And that separation is that judgment is what creates wars. Like that country is bad and we're good. And so, and what they're doing is wrong and we're right. And even you can see it in the micro when you're in a relationship with someone. I don't mean having a relationship, in a relationship. I'm talking about all relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's a amorous relationship or a family relationship or a friend relationship, just a relationship, or a work, coworker or boss or whatever, some relationship, and you judge whatever they did, and judge like you're like, well, that was stupid, and it very well could have been stupid, but that's not exactly where I'm going. That all of a sudden they decide to change religions or change political parties or something, and you immediately judge that they are wrong and what's wrong with them. And you don't say, you're wrong and I'm right, but that's exactly what you're saying. and so I just wanted to move into that a little bit. So I want to get back into when you focus on you and what is good for you, what serves you, moves you forward. That is what's externally, when you're not focused on the external and you're focused on the internal, moving into the spirituality, or even on planet Earth, moving into what serves you and what will serve the greater good as you move forward. So I don't have all the answers. I think I said this last night or the day before, and I don't have all the answers for you, or maybe I said that to one of my clients, but I do have all the answers for myself, and you have all the answers for yourself. Yet when we get just a little bit of wisdom that can help us, it really does help us to move ourselves forward. And so I really hope that you understand that you're not powerless. You're very powerful, and you can empower yourself by changing your self-talk to focus on raising your self-esteem, so that you don't have that fear. You have trust in yourself. You trust your judgments. You trust you have self-confidence, and you trust yourself, you believe in yourself, and you love yourself, and that's going to take you places rather than focusing on externally, like things that you really, they probably don't even feel good, right? They probably bring fear or anger or very frustration or very low frequency emotions. It does not mean, and when I say don't watch the news, don't participate, and I don't say that. It's what I say is, it's probably best if if you don't shower yourself with news every single day with all the negativity, because you become that. That is neuroplasticity. I mean, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to rewire itself over. It will continue to rewire itself until the day you take your last breath. And so, if you are constantly listening to negativity, which the news is negative, they might have like 1 second of, oh, we found the fireman took a cat out of a tree or something, or, we saved a whale or something, something that's like heartwarming, or, family, family found each other, family members, or, but it's rare to get, you get a teeny human interest story, and the rest is negative, and so you get all this, the fear, and like that things are happening and they're going to happen now, and all of that, and so you're just constantly on adrenaline, and and it's not a fun place. That is not our natural state as humans. I mean, as humans, our natural state, yeah, as humans, I mean, our natural state, but I'm talking about as light beings. Like, our natural state is peace, love, like high frequency, and not like not having conflict. Why is it no fun for most of us? Some people love conflict. They love to create conflict, but when it comes back their way, they're not real excited about it. So I would venture to say that I don't know anyone that likes conflict, that comes into their space, that takes away from their peace and how they feel good about things. So that's not our normal state, to have conflict and feel uncomfortable, and so that fear, and if you keep getting, repeat, that is a rule of neuroplasticity. And if you have the intention to listen, like, I want to listen, I want to know, then you're telling your brain, which is this amazing mechanism that is there to do your bidding, that my intention is to know everything that's going on, and that fear is part of it. So, and it's just programming and have fear, and there's lack, and these people are horrible, and that and it's just, and we're gonna sock it to them, and and you're like, yay, and more and more and more, and that's what you're programming into your brain. So this is why it feels like, oh my gosh, henny penny, the world, the sky is falling. So henny pennies, is it henny penny, or I think it's henny penny that goes around and says the sky is falling, and duckling duck or something. I don't remember, but you can, that's really funny, henny penny. I've forgotten about that. See how things are just recorded in our brain and then they're wired? Because my mom used to always talk about henny penny. Oh, henny penny, the sky is falling. Anyway, a lot of times the external world, the global events, and we just feel out of control in it, and it creates anxiety and fear and low frequency feelings. So the way a tool you can use to move away from that is to move into creating, become the creator, move into becoming the creator. You don't have to become the creator, you are the creator. To create your life, create your reality, create the things you want, bring from the invisible into the visible, bring that into your life. What is it that you want, that you most want in life? Have you ever focused on, what do I really want? And sit there with yourself, what do I want? And don't allow your body that wants to jump up and turn on the TV or start scrolling or go run and grab something to eat. Don't allow your body to do that. That's your body controlling your mind. And sit there and say, what do I want? And like journal or record into your phone or something, but what do you want? And think about that. So it's a very interesting exercise, because most people, if I ask them, what do you really want? The answer is, well, I don't know what I really want. And they might go to, well, I want $1 million. And I talk about that a lot, because that's something that a lot of people just kind of spout out. And but I'll go right to that to answer. You don't want $1 million or 10 million or whatever. There's inflation, right? But what you want is freedom, and you want the freedom to do what you want and when you want and how you want and with who you want, and you want to be able to enjoy life and have peace. That's what the money, the resource of having an abundance of money is. It's just having the ability to help your family, to help yourself, not to have obligations and responsibilities that you're unable to handle. That it just makes it so much easier. And I'll tell you right now that you can create that for yourself. So, but when you are focused on feeling heavy because the world, you cannot control what's happening in the world, and you're so focused on that, then your creativity gets dimmed, and you don't create what you can create, because one, you're coming from the amygdala, you're coming from fight, flight, or freeze, and not from a place of our natural state, which is love, and I'll add creativity and joy and peace, and allowing yourself to flow. So anyway, I thought I'd come on and share that with you. So hopefully that now that you know, a tool that you can use is to focus on your goals, and go inward. Meditate. Meditation is amazing. The more you meditate, that's the same thing, neuroplasticity. The more you create a habit, the more things you do, anything, repeat, the more you create that you strengthen it. You strengthen your self-talk, and I'm always talking about that self-talk. So what are you saying what are you saying when you talk to yourself? When you're afraid? Are you judging people? Are you angry? Are you like, where are your emotions? As opposed to when you're feeling peace and joy and abundant and all of that, and to move rather than having that external world affect you when you don't feel in control of that, then move into things that bring you joy, and that you can create these habits, that you can create your own space that's beautiful and feels good and decluttered, and work on the goals and the things that are important to you and creating your life. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. I love you so very, very mucho. And you can do this. You can change your self-talk from negative to positive. The app that Dr. Shad Helmstetter's app, that, did I read the passage? Oh my gosh, Sharoos. Here's the passage for today, okay, for January 23rd. I love this. I never let the problems, troubles, or unrest in the world we live in get me down. Now, how I started from this. I was like, this is so good for today. Every day I keep my focus, work on my goals, and believe in the best outcome in everything I do. I make sure my attitude is always up, look for the bright, and find the good. Bzz, we're going to spin that around, right? Your higher self telling you, you never let the problems, troubles, or unrest in the world we live in get you down. Every day you keep your focus, work on your goals, and believe in the best outcome in everything you do. You make sure your attitude is always up, look for the bright, and find the good. Find what works for you. Look for that, your perspective, rather than all the stuff that's external, that you feel that you are out of control. Find the control from in your world of what you can do for yourself. And look for the bright. I love that. So, and that comes from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk. So that's all I got for you tonight. I believe in you. You can do it. Absolutely, you can. You can change your self-talk. You can do, be, have, create, change. I haven't done that for a while, but you really can. You can be, do, have, create, change, become absolutely anything. You really can. So focus on that. Focus on that. I love you so very, very much. Have a beautiful night. Ciao.